Did you know Bandit's ears merge into one? His own face refuses to get wiped clean, and his head randomly splits into 2 different shades of blue, all without the show ever admitting it? Welcome back to Bluey Peppa. Today we're breaking down 13 animation mistakes hiding inside Bandit that you never noticed. But first, if Bandit is your favorite Bluey dad, drop a paw prints in the comments. And if you want more hidden secrets like these, make sure you're subscribed. Number 1, the ears that became one. In the episode Pirate, Bandit is playing with Bluey and Bingo, swinging them in a hammock and pretending it's a pirate ship. Everyone remembers this scene for the fun. Nobody remembers it for what actually happens to Bandit's face. Slow the footage down, frame by frame. Right when the hammock swings back, Bandit's 2 ears merge into one. Not overlap, not blur together for a frame. They fuse into a single ear sitting dead center on his head, and for that split second, Bandit doesn't look like a dog anymore. He looks like a unicorn. This is one of those errors that only exists if you're pausing and scrubbing. At full speed, your brain fills in the gap and moves on, because the swing itself is fast and the framing is busy with 3 characters moving at once. But once you've seen it, you can't unsee it. And it might be the single funniest animation mistake in the entire show. What makes it stranger is that nothing about the scene calls for it. There's no camera trick, no motion blur excuse, no reason for 2 separate ear shapes to collapse into one except a rendering slip that somehow made it all the way to broadcast. Number 2, the face that can't be wiped. In the episode Takeaway, Bandit heads inside a restaurant to check if the food's ready while Bluey and Bingo keep playing outside, pretending it's their own restaurant. Bingo grabs some spicy food Bandit left behind and eats it. And when Bandit comes back out, she spits the burning food straight onto his face. He turns his head to the side and both cheeks get hit. That part's fine. Here's the mistake. He wipes his face with one arm in one motion, and suddenly both sides are completely clean. Look at Bandit's face structure. There's a snout sitting directly between his 2 cheeks. Physically, there is no single arm movement that clears both sides at once. The geometry doesn't work. Somebody animated a wipe that shouldn't be possible on this character's own face. You'd need 2 separate motions, one for each cheek, and the scene only gives him one, which means whoever storyboarded this shot either forgot Bandit has a snout or just didn't think anyone would freeze frame a joke about spicy takeaway food. Number 3, the 2-tone head. Burger shop. Bandit is trying to convince the girls to get out of the bathtub, and it backfires. They convince him to hop in and play instead. Chili threatens to climb in herself and clear everything out, and right at that moment, something happens to Bandit that nobody caught for years. His head, which is supposed to be one solid shade of blue, slightly darker than the rest of his body, briefly splits. Half of it goes dark blue, half of it goes light blue, like someone dragged a paint bucket halfway across his skull and stopped. It corrects itself almost instantly. Blink and it's gone. But the frame exists, and once you've seen the split, that scene never looks the same again. Every rewatch of Burger Shop after this becomes an exercise in waiting for that exact bathtub moment, just to catch Bandit's head glitching in real time. Number 4, the vanishing belly. Also in Takeaway, because apparently this episode couldn't leave Bandit alone, there's a second separate mistake. Bandit's belly is supposed to have yellow fur running down it, distinct from the rest of his coat. For one frame, that yellow fur is just gone. Not faded, not in shadow, gone, replaced with the same blue as everywhere else. Then it's back like nothing happened. 2 separate animation failures on the same character in the same episode is either really bad luck or really bad quality control. And at this point in the video, we're starting to lean toward the second one. Takeaway might honestly be the single worst episode for Bandit specifically. Between the face wipe and the vanishing belly fur, it's like the animation team was rushing to finish this one and Bandit paid the price twice. Number 5, the missing tail. This one's in the episode Hotel, and it might be the most physically confusing error on this entire list. Bingo and Bandit are playing a game on the bed, and Bandit is spinning. Watch his tail during the spin. At a certain rotation, it simply disappears. Not tucked behind him, not hidden by motion blur. There's a clean frame where Bandit's tail is not attached to his body at all. Try to picture Bandit walking around the Healer household with no tail for the rest of his life. It sounds like a joke, but it's an actual frame that exists in the final aired episode, which means somebody at the studio looked at that shot and let it through. There's no motion blur covering it, no character standing in front of it. The tail is there one frame and completely absent the next, and then it's back like nothing ever happened. Number 6, the disappearing eyebrow fur. There's a moment, quick, almost invisible, where the small patch of fur sitting just under Bandit's right eye vanishes completely for a single frame before snapping back into place. It happens so fast, most viewers scroll right past it without registering that anything changed. At this point, we're convinced Bandit needs to see a fur specialist because his hair has more inconsistency issues than any other character in the show. And this isn't even the first time his face fur has vanished mid-scene, which makes you wonder if this is a recurring rigging glitch on his specific model rather than a one-off mistake. Number 7, walking through fire. Spy games. The kids are playing secret agents, collecting tricky items for a mission, while Bandit mans the barbecue with the other parents. parents. The barbecue gets out of control, and the fire grows way bigger than it should. Right in the middle of the chaos, watch Mackenzie's dad. He walks directly through the flames like they're not even there. No reaction, no flinch, just a clean walkthrough of an open fire. It's the kind of mistake that suggests the animators were rushing to get this chaotic scene finished and just didn't notice a character clipped straight through pyrotechnics. Fire effects are notoriously hard to line up with character movement frame by frame, and this is exactly the kind of shot where a background character gets sacrificed so the main action reads clearly, except Mackenzie's dad wasn't supposed to be sacrificed to the flames, just standing near them. Number 8. The sticker sheet that multiplies. Bandit, trying to be a good dad, promises Bluey a gold star sticker for every toy she puts away, a solid deal and a sweet moment. When he first makes the offer, the sticker sheet is full. By the time he reaches the kitchen, one sticker is missing. Fine, he could have placed it on the way, but then he walks back to the living room holding the cake batter bowl, still talking to Bluey, and the sticker sheet in his other hand is suddenly full again. No trip back to add a sticker, no explanation. It just resets. It's a tiny detail, the kind of thing that only matters if you're the type of viewer who tracks continuity across props. But once you notice it, the whole sticker subplot stops making sense. Number 9. The face that turns brown. Back in Spy Games during that same barbecue disaster, watch Chili's face as the fire grows out of control. For a single frame, her face turns almost entirely brown, like the color layer just failed to render correctly over her actual skin tone. It's brief, it's strange, and it's easy to miss if you're not watching her specifically during the chaos. Most viewers are locked onto the fire itself at this point in the scene, which is probably exactly why this one slipped through review undetected for so long. Number 10. The line under the eye. This one is genuinely up for debate, so we want your opinion in the comments. In the episode Ghost Basket, Bandit is pretending to be an estate agent trying to sell Muffin's grandmother's house. While he's working to keep Chili from realizing there's a ghost in the house, he makes an expression, and right under his eye there's a strange line that shouldn't be part of his design. When you compare it to his expression without the line, his face reads almost identically either way, which makes us think it's a leftover mistake rather than an intentional detail. But you tell us, is this a genuine animation slip, or did the animators intend for Bandit to have a subtle worry line while he lies to Chili about the ghost? Comment your verdict below. Number 11. The shifting peacock patch. In Asparagus, the kids are playing pretend with a magic asparagus that can turn anyone into an animal, and Bandit gets turned into a peacock. When he spins around to show off his tail feathers to Chili and Bingo, watch the black patch of fur that normally sits on his back. For a split second, it appears on his chest instead, like it teleported across his entire body mid-turn. Peacock Bandit only appears for a handful of seconds in the whole episode, which means this error exists in one of the shortest windows on this entire list, and somebody still caught it. Number 12. Frozen with fingers up her nose. Fairies. Bandit's playing along with the girls' game, taunting the fairies to do their worst, and Bingo ends up frozen mid-pose with her fingers up her nose. Bluey blames Bandit for the whole thing, and to make up for it, he does an Irish jig while carrying Bingo around. Right after he picks her up, the fur above his eyes disappears completely for a frame, and while he's dancing, Bingo's hand clips straight through his nose. Two errors, same scene, same unlucky dad. Fairies might actually rival takeaway for the worst single episode in terms of how many times this one character glitches out in under a minute of screen time. Number 13. The nose clip. One more from that same dancing sequence. During the jig, there's a moment where Bandit's own snout briefly overlaps and clips into itself during a fast head turn. It's subtle, it's quick, but once you know where to look, it's unmistakable, and it caps off Fairies as officially the most error-packed episode for Bandit specifically on this entire list. So that's 13 separate moments where Bandit, one single character, got broken by his own animators. From merging ears to vanishing tails to faces that turn brown mid-scene, no character in this entire show has been failed by the animation team quite like this one. And honestly, once you start rewatching old episodes with this list in mind, you start spotting new glitches on your own that we haven't even covered yet. It says something about how hard this show is to animate consistently. A floppy-eared, expressive, constantly moving dad character is exponentially harder to keep visually consistent than a simpler design, and Bandit draws the short straw almost every time. We've got a whole second batch of these covering Bluey and Bingo instead, because trust us, the sisters aren't innocent either. Shadows that duplicate, spots that jump from back to belly, even a moment where Bluey straight up phases through a chair like a ghost. Which error genuinely surprised you the most? The merging ears or the vanishing tail? Drop your answer in the comments, and if you spotted one we missed, tell us the episode and the timestamp. Part 2 is already in the works, and it's just as brutal.